G'day everyone, Side by Side Australia podcast, episode 3. Here we go today. I'm with my good buddy from Ballarat in Victoria, Andy Seels. How you going, mate?
Good, mate. How are you?
Wonderful. You already knew that though. So everyone in the in the quad riding and side by side group that we hang out with, they pretty much all got nicknames. Now you've always been known to us as Mudguts, the little fat kid. Even though you're not little anymore, and you're not a kid anymore, like you're a dad and all, but you've always been, you always in my phone be Mudguts the little fat kid. And if I ever share your contact details with anyone in the industry, they always get that. I hope you realise that.
That's pretty good. It's pretty good. At least they know we're, friends. So.
All right, so I'd like to think that you're at work flat out rebuilding old beaten up side by sides to sell, which is your industry now. But it looks like you're sitting in an X3. Where are you, mate?
I'm across the border in South Australia, sitting at the sand dunes in Dr. Zayas's X3.
Nice. So this is the X3 responsible for, like, you've drove this X3 once, and then on your way home from that ride, you bought an X3.
Yeah. I wasn't gonna get an X3, convinced I didn't need one. Rode Jimmy's once, and within a week I had one.
So you sold your Polaris General on the way home from the ride in anticipation of buying an X3.
I had it sold to a buddy by the time I got home.
That is gold. So the reason you initially weren't going to get an X3 was because I sent you 3 broken down old X3s that BRP were nice enough to pass on to us. And you had the joyous job of getting them right again. So after that, 2 months or something, you had the machine sitting there. You just hated them.
Yeah, not as straightforward to work on as a rusty old farm bucket, but yeah, they've converted me. They're worth it once you start driving them.
Exactly. That's the key.
Yeah,
it's not all about working on them. Yeah, if you can hopefully spend more time driving them than you do working on them, it's a bonus.
Exactly. That's right.
Alrighty, so you're at peak with Baker and all the crew because they do the quad riding thing. So you're not actually there with X3s. What vehicles have you got there this time?
I've got my Polaris Scrambler and just my TRX 90, little Honda 90.
You guys love the 90s, don't you? You've all got TRXs or something. Yeah. Peak's a great spot. It'd be great to get the club there at some stage. It's not big. It's a fairly small property, but it's only 3 hours from Adelaide or something. It's a nice spot. The only problem is you just can't get there because it's been booked out by 4-wheel drive clubs and everything every weekend for the whole year for as long as I can remember.
Yeah. It's a great spot. It's small, but you could really set up some good loops with the side-by-sides. And it's not even that far from Victoria. It's like, 6.5 hours for me. So it's still, you get there within the day and still get time to ride. So
beautiful. Now, something I want to go to now, when I was over in Tassie, must be a couple of months ago now, with our buddy Clint Sheridan, he had a big range of these SEBA products that we had, and I rang all you guys and took some photos of them, and then next minute I had a $2,500 order that I had to bring back in the trailer on the ferry with me. And then when we got to the last ride, which we'll talk about in a minute, at Willow Springs, you had the fun job of fitting a bunch of these parts to our buggies. That was the trade-off for me bringing them back for you. You had to fit them to my buggy. Good products. How did you find them?
They're very well made. They fit well. So, I don't know. That's about all you can say. Well made and fit well. What else can you ask for?
Okay, you didn't swear a lot while you were doing it, which is good.
No,
what I'm going to do,
pretty straight.
I'll jump now over to the video I did with Clint over in Tassie, and he'll give us a quick run through of all of the SEBA products that we brought back with us. I'm here in Tassie with Clint Sheridan, good buddy of mine.
How you going?
Good. Okay, so we did the podcast a little while ago. We've been out screaming around in the Can-Am Maverick X3s for the last week with the guys from Melbourne Cedo over on the mainland. Now, one of your good mates over here makes accessories which are really good for X-rays, and you've been flogging it into me the whole time I've been here that we need these accessories for all of our buggies back on the mainland.
Yeah, that's right.
So I bought a bunch, as you do, and you're just going to give us a quick run through of what parts your mate at SEBA actually makes and why he makes them.
Yeah, okay, so Adam owns SEBA sheet metal. He doesn't actually do sheet metal just for buggies. He actually predominantly does sheet metal for businesses, flashings for houses, and makes custom canopies, which are pretty cool. But he's got a Max the same as my Max.
So you know him because you're a builder and you use his products.
Correct, and we've been mates for years. So that's how I know him. But anyway, he's got into the side-by-sides as well as I have, and we could see some problems with parts that were lacking for what we want to do with our side-by-sides. So not so much that the machines don't have something that they actually need, but we need them. So
down in Tassie.
Yeah, so well, not just Tassie, eh? So I've seen a lot of photos on multiple websites of sticks going through firewalls, which is one of the products that we've produced. There's other people producing them now, but we've put the twist on them that Adam and myself come up with that we like.
All right, well, let's have a look at them.
Yeah.
So this is what they actually look like on the ground, these aluminium bits.
Yeah, so this is how Adam produces them. This is how I wanted to purchase it. So I've purchased them from my own unit. I didn't want these powder coated. Other people powder coat them, but if you've got them in footwells and they're getting a belt from the wheels, how do you repair them when they're powder coated and they've got chips everywhere? They look horrible. All my stuff's mint. I hate stuff looking terrible.
Yep.
So we bought a Raptor coat from Super Cheap Sell Raptor coat.
Yeah, they're like $40 a can or something.
In an aerosol, and you can put them in there, you can touch them up. Mine have been on for two drives. Haven't got a chip on them because it's actually designed to flex when it gets hit.
So that's the bit there.
That's two rides up.
And you can't actually see it.
My buggy's neat and tidy, I clean it well, but we'd also give them a bit of a belting, so...
So that's, so that is that part?
Yeah, correct. And I've changed the bolts here. They're designed to run with the standard bolts, but I personally like to run a 5mm longer bolt. It makes the fitting up process a lot easier if you want to change them out or move them to clean them or whatever else. So they require bolts down here to bolt on. They've also got another bolt that goes up there and utilises the same, if not you want to make it 5mm longer.
Yep.
And there's a hole drilled there, which you put a Honda style rivet in, which is supplied. I haven't got mine in there because I was lazy and forgot to drill it until I just seen it then. But they are supplied when you buy the kit.
Right, so pretty much all the buggies that we had over here from Melbourne Sea-Doo had a version of that on it.
Yeah, so a lot of them had a different version sold by another company. I'm not sure what the company is. Very similar concept. Probably didn't like them that they weren't folded and fitted as well. We've fitted on 3 different side-by-sides now. And we haven't had to sort of modify it or change it. They bolt straight up. So we like it for that process, and they're not powder coated, so I can at least repair them.
Beautiful. All right, so that's the wheel arch protectors. What else we got?
Okay, so we've got these ones will probably go there. I don't know what you call these things. We call them stone guards. Most people see stone or mud flaps behind the wheel. We actually put it in front of the back wheel. It's very common that side-by-sides throw rocks from the front wheels into the back rims, dent the rims, scratch the rims, and then obviously rims end up cactus. So we do it to protect that back rim from the forward throwing wheels.
Show us on the buggy.
Let's have a look on the buggy.
So this is on your Max, obviously.
Yeah, it's on my Max.
It's the same one on a 2-seater.
Yep. So when you look here and you look at the back side of this mud guard, it's actually pretty smooth. They've been on there for a while. Have a look on the other side. The other side you can see is starting to wear up. So it actually stops the forward rocks from the front wheels flying through here and entering into the wheel cavity behind here. You'll see there's probably a few light scratches on this one from before I ran them.
Inside the rim,
Yeah, but it's very, very common. People with side-by-sides know that the back rims get smashed out because of the rocks being thrown from the front wheels.
Yeah, we see racers having them on. It's pretty much mandatory.
Yeah, so we like these ones. They do bend. They're going to bend. You hit something big, they're going to bend. You're going to have to do a bit of panel beating. You have to fix them. They are designed for that. We've had the brackets bend as well. If you make them brackets too tight and too strong and they bust that ball, then your game's over for the day, or they rip out of the A-arm. We've designed them, the bracket will give out first, which is a replaceable item. They're not expensive. But yeah, as I said, I've had it on there for a few rides now and I haven't bent mine anyway. So it's good. Yep.
Perfect. All right. Now, the other thing you had there, that big long tube.
Yep, that's a secret weapon. I love that one.
Yeah, I know. I'm taking a few of them back for the boys. They all saw them and thought it was a fantastic idea.
So we'll go to the back of the bus here and I'll explain as we go through. So basically the canisters on these hang out like Dumbo's ears, I call them. So basically when they're on the back here.
Yeah.
If you roll the buggy, those canisters, correct me if I'm wrong, they're about 10 grand when you attach them to a shock. So it's a pretty expensive item you don't want to be damaging. We move them there. They bolt in between the two shock towers. Quite a simple process. Yes, they work with the back rack that carries the spare wheel. You just roll them further forward.
Yeah, I think I've got photos of that. I might
you don't have to modify anything. The bracket works with everything. Because when you put that spare wheel rack on, it requires the canisters to be rolled out even further. So the canisters stick out here.
Yeah, my Max is like that.
Yeah, so they hit trees, they hit whatever. You know, they're terrible design.
Even when we are in South Australia, where there's not a hell of a lot of trees, if the buggy goes over on rocky ground, those
that toast. I
toasted.
done one canister and I'm like, we've got to work something out here. I don't want that to happen all the time. So we come with that concept there. My mates, my father, everyone's got one of those. I believe it's a must. So they're a good item.
Yeah, and you get plenty of airflow coming through the cab.
Yeah, no problem. Anyway. No, you know, geez, if that's your problem, then maybe you need to upgrade somewhere else.
All right, and the last thing we got?
Yeah, the last one is
now, this is my favourite.
Yeah, so this is actually, this one I can't take credit for this one. My old boy hates in the mornings when you start your car up and you just go to reverse it back. All the dew runs off your roof straight onto your lap. So he goes, we need a windscreen with a gutter. And I'm like, yeah, we all need windscreens. I don't personally like a full windscreen, so I'm like, how about we make a bit of an extension piece with a gutter? So this is where this one comes into. So don't look at that one on the ground, because when they come, I'll give you a look. They're a piece of sheet metal designed to either work with or without the intrusion bar. If you're going to use it with an intrusion bar, you just need a slight more camber. And
they've got a bit of a curve.
They've got a bit of a curve in them now, yeah. So you can run your eye down it. That'll show you the curve.
Oh, yeah?
Yep. So you can create that curve just by putting a bit of pressure on yourself for what your requirement is. But let's have a look up on my buggy. So what we do is we actually drill a hole and nutsert the front of the roll cage.
This one here?
Yeah, and it pulls that flap down. And what that does is stop like tree leaves, branches, everything getting stuck underneath.
Yep.
So what I do is I clamp this roof extension under the original roof.
Yep.
Drill a hole straight through the lot, install a nutsert and bolt it on.
So you clamp it
here?
Yep.
Drill a new hole, do a nutsert and bolt it on. And then the original roof tie goes through
that one?
Straight through there as well.
Through the hole that's in
so you can actually slide it back under the roof panel or down as far as you want to suit yourself.
Because it comes right back to here.
Yeah, we've actually got one guy in Tassie that wanted one that come down like about 100, 150 mil further.
Yep.
So you simply call Adam and go, listen, I want one of your roof extension pieces, but I want it 200 mil longer or 100 mil shorter. Yep. He can custom chop them to whatever you want. Or he's got the ones that are already black powder coated, ready to go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. Thank you for running us through that. We're almost running out of light, and I've got to head off to work tomorrow. But
no
thank
worries.
you very much.
Give Adam a call at SEBA, eh?
Absolutely. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
So, Clint, you've got 2 kids now, which is why you bought the Max.
Yep.
But Carson's only still pretty little, mate. You don't want to stick him in the back seat of this yet.
Yeah, well, Carson's 1, will just turn 1, and he's bike mad, right? So if I go out in the buggies and leave him behind, he just starts crying. So I'm like, what can I do? So myself and my brother, he's got a young fella as well, so we actually searched some seats. We'd seen him in America that these little kids were going out early. Now, don't super promote little kids going in buggies at every time that you go out, but if you're going to...
it's not for if you're going hard.
No. So we go out to the shack, which we take 4-wheel drives out. These things are smoother to go out than, your average 4-wheel drive, but I still want my kids to be safe. So they're helmeted up, gloves and goggles, and we've got his own little seat with the harness. We're talking, we do 10 kilometres an hour, take him out to see the waves breaking on the beach or something like that. But you can sit him in there, it's between myself and Anna.
That's a legit little 4-pointer.
Yeah, it's bolted into these seats. So it's bolted in rock solid, eh? These harnesses go right around the centre mount at the back.
Yep.
And lap around his belt. It's a proper little harness like the other ones over here. So 50 cow in America. Jump on board, they'll freight to Australia and everything like that, and pretty good. I've actually customised mine, so because he's so little, these normally come straight up, but because they're so straight, and I actually like my kids with helmets on, helmet sticks out, and I was making his head tilt forward.
Yeah.
So my mate just scalloped this out, so his little helmet fits in there, and happy days.
Beautiful. Safety first, buddy.
Safety first.
All right, we're back. If you guys are interested in any of those parts, SEBA, you can find them online. If you can't find them, give us a holler, and we'll put you in touch with the guys over in Tassie and their cool products. Now, Andy, you came on the first official club ride with us and the first non-official club ride as well. But the first official one was a couple of weeks ago, and we went into the Flinders Ranges to Willow Station and the Caernarvon 4-wheel drive track. So this is the first time you've taken your X3 anywhere, I think. Mm-hmm. Certainly the first time you've beyond the sand dunes in an X3. So what are your thoughts on Willow Springs?
It was good fun. lot of rock, a lot of dust, but X3 is it just killed it. Like you're just sitting in a car cruising along. So
And it's a different sort of ride, isn't it? Where it's not
yeah,
like a camperway where you're in a base and then you just go out on little rides and keep coming back. It was like 135k loop, I think, in a day.
yeah. I was 130 something K on the trip. Yeah, it's a good little adventure. Just cruising along with all your mates, getting some good views. So it's definitely different to the old go out for an hour and thrash it and come back and have a drink. It's just a good long cruisy ride.
Yeah, so that's what that ride was like. Now the next one that we're doing at Warraweena Station, which is July 5 to 7, that's the next one coming up. Now you're coming over to that one as well, but you're not going to bring your buggy to this one.
Yeah, the 3 days off work and a couple thousand Ks were pretty draining for a 130K loop. So I thought I'd VIP it and fly in. So,
Yeah, well, the good thing is I think Clint from Tassie's coming as well, and so we're going to try to tee up for you guys to get on the same plane, ex-Melbourne, and then I'll find a buggy for you guys to drive, whether it's my Max or whether it's the BRP X3, because I think at this stage there's no one from BRP coming. So that's brand new. I haven't actually picked it up from Ronco Power Sports in Loxton yet. I have to do that the next few days. But we'll have something for you guys to build around in. And it's going to be a similar sort of ride to the Willow Springs ride because it's in the Flinders Ranges. But it's kind of a cross between a camperway and a full trail ride because we're based in one location and we're on the same station for the whole time and there's multiple loops. If people want to go off and do a particular loop on their own, not on their own, but in a group of 2 or 3, they can do it. Or if they want to just tag along like I do behind Noodles so we don't get lost, then they're more than welcome to jump in the train and do that as well. I've been to this property with Noodles and Boof, my son, and a bunch of other guys before on 2-wheelers, but never done it in a side-by-side. So it's going to be interesting.
yeah, no, it should be a good ride. Hopefully, for your sake, you don't get Clint and I in the same buggy because that'll just be a bad idea.
Especially a brand new buggy that doesn't belong to us.
We'll treat it with respect, I'm sure.
Yeah, whatever. Now, what the plan is for this ride, and our learnings from the last ride were that if you do a massive, massive day on Saturday, no one wants to drive on Sunday morning. So what we're planning on doing is we're going to get up there. We'll probably stay on the way up. We'll stay at Jamestown or something on the way up. And then we'll get there on Friday afternoon, the middle of the day, and we'll go for a short run, do a bit of a shakedown, and just have a bit of a play in the buggies and see what the terrain's like, get our tyre pressures right, all that sort of stuff. And then Saturday will be the big day. We'll do a full-on day. And then when we get up on Sunday morning, we'll start heading home. So a little bit different to what we had planned at the last ride, but basically what we ended up doing at the last ride. And that'll probably be the formula moving forward. And if anyone questions and says, oh, it's a long way to go just for one day of riding, it's a big day of riding. So believe me, it's you'll be pretty spent at the end of it, I think, anyway.
Yeah, like I'd spent a day and a half each way getting there and back, and I was good to not ride Sunday. Saturday was definitely enough in the rocks and dust and just cruising. So
yeah. So the good thing about this property is we've got the whole place to ourselves, so there's not going to be anyone coming the other way. Don't have to worry about that. We're staying in a homestead, and there's a couple of outbuildings as well. So there are what they're calling accommodation bedrooms, but they're basically just a mattress on a wooden board up off the floor. So I'd be taking my swag. There'll be somewhere undercover for everyone to sleep, no problem. But yeah, definitely suggest bringing the swags. As far as eating goes, there's a kitchen. So you just obviously bring everything that you need. We'll probably be back for lunch on the Saturday, I would think. But I'll be taking stuff to make sandwiches and things for myself on Saturday so that if we don't get back for lunch, we can have lunch while we're out. It'll be a nice cruisy one, but the scenery up there is just magnificent. So the photos and videos we're going to get are going to be outstanding. So I'm really looking forward to that. If anyone hasn't looked at the video from the last ride from when we did Willow Springs, jump onto YouTube and have a look at that because that's a similar sort of scenery that we're going to be in for. So that's coming up on the 5th to the 7th of July. Now, I'm just going to jump over quickly now. I've got Luke Beechey on the other line, and we'll have a quick chat about some new products that he's got, and we'll be back in just a minute. Alrighty, Luke Beechey, welcome back to the podcast, buddy. What has ATV Store got in store for us today?
Hey, mate, good to see you. Thanks for having me again. Something I wanted to show you today was a clutch toolkit we have from EPI. So we found lately that like tooling and stuff has been selling really, really well. EPI have a great range of clutch tools. We started off just selling their clutch pullers, their wheel bearing greasers, and slowly got more and more of their clutch tooling available, as well as other tools that they do. But what we've noticed lately is a lot of guys are buying the clutch tooling kits to do their own work. A lot of people are doing their own service work these days and their own clutch rebuilds and fit and aftermarket parts to them, which is great. So EPI recently released a few kits that come as a complete kit to do, different Mavericks and Defenders. You get like the pullers, the clutch holding tools. They come with everything to, change the weights and stuff. So these are just a really great popular kit that, I think people are excited to see, and definitely a market there for them. So
I know firsthand that that they come in very handy, because good old Mudguts, who I'm doing the podcast with this time, just ordered one from you. I think he just received it about a week ago, and he sent me photos. He was all excited. It doesn't take much to excite little Mudguts.
Yeah, no, you'd be excited pretty easily, but these are definitely worth being excited about. So, but they're just a good thing. Like I say, we get guys calling up all the time, like, oh, how do I do this? How do I do that? Or they can't, a lot of people can't get to a dealer and they can't get to a mechanic that can do it. So, they can get this tool and they know it's going to fit and they know it's going to work. That's the biggest thing, doesn't mean their capabilities can, do all the work perfectly, but at least they got the right tooling to do it. So.
That's it, yeah. Like me, I just have all the right tools and just have good friends who know how to use those tools, because I've got no clue.
That's exactly right.
So clutch rollers, as much as we love our OEM products, clutch rollers can be problematic. So within this kit comes the ability to be able to change those out yourself as well, which is awesome.
Yes, it does. And like with clutch rollers, as we've spoken about it before, we sell a huge amount of clutch rollers because they, are a common problem, having issues with some of them. We get a lot of deals and stuff that even buy in the aftermarket ones off us so that they don't have issues once they put them in, which is great. So yeah, you get all the tooling here you need, which is the way it needs to be. So
yeah, the OEM clutch rollers are pretty good, but yeah, after a couple of years without any maintenance, they can become problematic. The last Tassie tour that we did, we had three lots of clutch rollers let go. The machines were all about the same age. They were all getting on a little bit. It is handy to be able to have the equipment and the tools to be able to fix them yourselves, because when we were on the tour, we didn't. We had to go to find our local dealer up on the north coast of Tassie to get them fixed.
Yeah, no, definitely a kit like this is handy to have. So.
Beautiful. Okay, now, another thing that we spoke about when I caught up with you the other week in Toowoomba is we want to give a gift voucher away to one of our listeners.
Yes, we do. So, just want to give back a bit as well. So we've got a $150 gift voucher. So, trying to come up with the idea of, how we're going to choose who gets it. So what I, would like to do is email me, luke@atvstore.com.au. Tell us why you would like to win the gift voucher, what sort of products you want to use it on, and, give us a bit of cheek if you want, keep it PG rated, but, give us a bit of funny stuff in there as well. I'll go through the emails and then, we'll, announce a winner on the next coming up episode on the next podcast.
So maybe keep it a little bit clean, because we're going to read it out on the podcast.
Yes.
So if it's dirty, you might get something different in the mail from Luke, but if it's clean, you might win the voucher, which is awesome. And hopefully if you get the voucher, you might want to put it towards some EPI clutch tool products.
Yes, I think that could be a good idea.
All right, buddy. Thank you yet again for taking the time to have a chat to everybody. And I will be adding things to my cart this afternoon, no doubt, at ATV Store.
Sounds good, mate. We'll get them shipped out. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, buddy. See ya. Alrighty, we're at Scootaround in Adelaide, the premier Polaris dealer in South Australia. We're here with Dave Hand. Everyone knows him as Scooter. How you going, Dave?
G'day, Mick. How you doing?
Good, mate. Good. Now, you're the treasurer of the Side by Side Club of Australia.
Apparently.
Yeah. So you're in charge of the money.
Yeah.
So you're frantically here making money, selling Polarises, but you've got your own machine here.
Yeah, we
Give
brought
us a
that
little
down.
bit of a rundown on what this is. This is just purely built for the Side-by-Side Club of Australia for the rides.
Yeah, Polaris was kind enough to give us a hand, and we just sort of grabbed a new vehicle. That's a 2024 XP 1000, and we got the accessory book out and go, righto, well, let's put some things on it. So
you're pretty much through the accessory book at it, didn't you?
Oh, well, not necessarily. There's probably room to move, but we just put some guards on the side here. They just help with the sand and the mud and the terrain that we don't know that we're going to be going through, that we'll be going through.
That's where we're following Noodles.
That's it.
Yep.
Put a bar on the front there, 4,500 pound winch, and
you put
front glass windscreen, which is good because now and the best part about this, got these little flap things in there to let the air go through. So
beautiful.
And
all right, and you've got a back screen on it as well. So
yeah, put the rear screen on so don't get the dust into the cab.
Does this come standard with the harnesses?
This one comes standard with the harnesses, standard with the doors, standard with the front stereo speakers.
Oh wow, so you've got full stereo. I'll be following
full
you.
stereo, but we upgraded it so we got the rear speakers as well, so it's a stage 3 sound system through it.
Beautiful. Now you've got a UHF in there, which we've been talking about in the podcast over recent episodes. So you've got that all mounted down there so you can communicate and tell us when things go awry.
That's yeah. Or I get lost, one or the other.
Yeah.
We ended up putting the fire extinguisher inside because I wasn't too sure if we have any little instances or anything like that. She's nice and strapped down tight. On the back there, we've got the spare wheel and spare wheel carrier. It's not a bad little system, so basically that just pops up out of the way.
That's nice and easy.
Put the toner cover on the top of the tub so we can carry our spare parts and tools and so forth in there.
Oh wow, so when I get a flat, I'll come and see you.
Yeah, well that's right, yeah. So it's basically we just have a compressor, plugs and so forth. If I carry them, I'm hoping I won't need them.
That's a good theory, I like it.
That's it. So other than that, it's pretty much on the Nerf bars on the side. We put those on there.
Protecting the rocks, we're going to need them in the
They help me get into the car.
You are vertically challenged, though.
Oh, well, I try not to be.
Beautiful. All right.
And a few reversing lights work better when the spare tyre's not on there, but...
So why did you decide to go for the XP?
I went for the XP because I just... The 1000 non-turbo's got plenty of grunt.
Yeah.
They're out to 114 horsepower on this model here. And basically, just for where we're going, that's all I needed.
Yep. No, she's a good rig, mate. I'm looking forward to watching you smash some rocks up in the Flinders Range as well.
Well, I'll sit back and hopefully it won't happen.
Good on you, mate. Thanks.
Thanks, buddy.
All right. Excellent. We're back. Now, just to wind things up, obviously we've got another 3 rides coming up later in the year. We've got Scorpion Park on the 6th to 8th of September, which is where Thump Pump 300 is run. On October the 18th to 20th, we've got the Pack Saddle Ride, which is north of Broken Hill. We've got just over 1 million acres to play around in. That is going to be the big one for the year. I know a bunch of people are coming from New South Wales, from Victoria, from Tassie, coming over specifically for that ride. So that's going to be a big one. And then we've got our final wrap-up for the year, which will be November 15 to 17 in the Coorong Sand Dune. So that's not too far from Melbourne either. And that's Andy's favourite place on the planet.
Dude, that's the best joint ever. It's going to be sick.
We're very lucky to have access to that property after all these years. It's really, really great. Just keep it up the right way, kids. Don't follow Mick. So that's going to be the wrap-up of the year. And then what's going to happen next year? So our commitment that we've made is that every year we're going to open a new chapter for the Side-by-Side Club of Australia. At the moment, we're weighing up whether we're going to open Victoria or whether we're going to open Tassie. And the reason why we're not sure yet is because we've got 2 key people in Victoria who are keen. They're itching to get this thing started in Victoria. We've also got 2 people in Tassie who are itching to get this thing started. So we don't want to overcommit and and try to open 2 states, 2 regions at once. So what we may end up doing is opening one, but having a ride in the other region, just as a bit of a teaser, because we've got some amazing properties, big properties that are private properties that we've got full access to with all of our insurance. They're open now, they're ready to go. So we're possibly going to stick our toe in the water in both regions, but one of those regions will be a full 5 ride season. Open up. It just depends on where we get the most members from. So if you're in Victoria and you want to see the club open up in Victoria next year, join the club, sign up to the Side by Side Club of Australia, and then whichever we've got the most members from by the end of this year, we'll make the decision to open the chapter in that region. All right, that's where we're at. Andy, what are your plans for the rest of the week?
Go for a bit of a ride today, camp the night, and head home tomorrow.
Beautiful.
And then probably work all weekend, catching up for what I didn't do this week.
You'll be up to your elbows in broken down defenders and ranges before you know it.
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome. All right. Hey, thanks for jumping online at the last minute for me, buddy. Appreciate that. And we will chat to you when we're looking at you just before the 5th of July. We have to organise your flights. Everybody else, if you're keen to come along to this next ride, just give us a yell. We're still getting the back end of the sign up and pay online sorted out. Hopefully that'll be done before the event happens. All of us are crazy busy with work at this time of year. So we will get there. So bear with us. But for now, just give me a call, 0407 795 295, or flick us a text and let us know that you're keen to come. Jump on to Facebook as well, and give us some feedback, send some info in Messenger, and look forward to seeing you guys out on the trails.
Should be a good one.
Thanks, Mudguts. Catch you soon, buddy.
See you at the ride, buddy.